I'm Bob Dean. I've been working with Eddie Turner for over 10 years, and we started our collaboration when I was the global head of learning for one of the big four executive search firms. And in that role, we were trying to deliver high-impact learning experiences to our participants. Now, I needed to do virtual classroom programs around the world. And I brought Eddie in to work with me so that we could deliver what I called virtual learning experiences, with the idea being that the experience would be something that would truly drive behavior change in people, not be a check-the-box activity. So we developed a role of the experienced stager, and Eddie became the experienced stager working with me in that firm. Eddie, why don't you tell the story?
Bob, yes, thank you for taking this time to have this discussion with me. It's nice to review what we've done over the last 10 years. And it started fundamentally from this role. And it was interesting because this started right after you became certified as one of the first two people in the world in the framework of Joe Pine and Jim Gilmore, the book, The Experience Economy. What's interesting is that book has as its sub-theme, work is theater and every business is a stage. So when we created this role of the experienced stager, I became the person who sets the stage. Setting the stage has 7 phases. The first is securing the stage. And so at the case of this executive search firm, we had to decide what would be the platform we used as a stage for these compelling virtual experiences. Once we secured the stage, that led to designing specifically for that stage and not just in general. And then after we design for the stage, we rehearse with subject matter experts and business sponsors. That's one of the most critical stages that a lot of people want to skip, but it's very important. Even those on Broadway with professional actors don't leave it to chance. They run previews week before an opening, and that allows them to make sure they have everything just right. When they do, the curtain goes up and it's showtime.
So when it's showtime, I guess you mean you run the live experience for people.
Indeed, that's one thing we mean, Bob. Much like the Broadway professionals, as learning and talent professionals using this framework of an experience, after we have met with the subject matter experts, we flushed out any of the things that need to be refined. It's more perfect, if you will, of a product. And so the curtain goes up and we deliver. And one of the things that we also include in this delivery is something very special for each audience. We don't want to give the folks in Chicago the same thing we gave the folks in New York. So we create what we term signature moments. We literally sign that program with something unique and compelling for every audience.
Yeah, and every audience is unique. So I can see that signature moments have to be unique to each program. So for most people, usually that's the end, Eddie. Is that the end for you, or is there anything else that happens in this process?
Not hardly. After we have delivered the program and included a signature moment, Bob, we then extend and refresh the experience for the next performance. And that means not taking it and copying and pasting it for the next audience, but reviewing what went well, what's the best thing that came from it that we should continue to do, and what's something that even though we thought we had it just perfect, what could we still further refine? And so after we've done that, we then move to the next phase of this model, and that is to tell the value story. And one of the interesting things we found, Bob, is that it came a point in time where it was no longer you and I telling the story. We knew we had really achieved success when the CEO was hearing about the work we were doing from other people. Other people were telling our story across the globe. And that is the 7 steps for the experienced stager.
Okay, thank you, Eddie.